Dear Lord, please guide our minds as we work through the business of the township, and please help people understand that violence is not the answer to differences, and please help our nation understand that we all need to come together to make it all work. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. If anybody wants to speak? No. Nobody?
Oh, yeah, sure, I will.
Oh. Just so she has record of who it was. All right. Whoop. Drop the pen. All right, anybody
Oh, I'm
else?
sorry.
Oh, you're good. All right, Mr. Byrne.
I was just curious, I have received my salvage yard permit or application back in the mail, and I didn't see anything on the agenda to move forward.
Yeah, we still have to workshop it, so we're gonna do that. We didn't have one this month because it hit Labor Day, so we'll do that beginning of October, and we'll work through
Dana,
that.
do we still need to workshop that, even though you came down and realized that?
Well, there's things in there we have to change
Oh, okay.
before you reapply. So there's things in that ordinance we want to make sure we get on paper, and then we can work through that.
Well, thank you.
For now, you're fine.
Understand.
You've been running.
Like I said, you
Yeah.
requested that.
Right,
I did
right.
that, and we're just trying to move
We
it along.
want to make sure that we get it right.
Yes, sir.
That way we're good there.
Thank you.
All right. Rebecca Smith.
Hi, so I went to the meeting to review the layout of Franklin Township, and the map is a little bit different than that map.
It needs to be fixed.
Okay,
It does.
so there is a workshop coming up, I believe.
It's a,
for the
it's a
township,
presentation.
Presentation.
That's an actual presentation.
But nothing will be voted that night, correct?
No, we're a
Okay.
long way. We're months
Months
and months away from voting on that. We're taking the public engagement, and again, somebody brought to the attention that, hey, this map is not right. I didn't catch it.
The legend is different.
We
A
knew
little
the
bit.
legend was different.
Yeah.
It's 3 different townships, and I'm not saying the engineers, but we knew the legend was not right. But again, the purpose of those meetings is to get input from the public, to catch things or mention something we may not know or thought about. But the map does need to be updated, and it's kind of vague. Like even where the commercial district comes from 288, it's like somebody struck a highlighter.
Yes.
It's not the squares and
Yeah.
odd shapes that you see up there. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
yeah.
All right. So our chief has requested that we jump ahead to him. So we will.
That may not be what he said, but
So we'll jump ahead to the police report so he can.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. I turned in my reports from July because I was on vacation for the last meeting. I missed everybody. And also for August. In July, basically, we hired a part-timer. His name is Dalton Zanecki. And that's when I advised that Officer Sickfuse was leaving for Hermitage Police Department, closer to his home. And his last day was August 22nd. We put out some applications and some social medias. And we had hired a new officer here. You see to my left, his name is Dan Frederick. His start date was September 1st of this year. If you would stand up, just tell everyone a little bit about yourself, where you're from. He's a Riverside boy.
My favorite color is blue. I resigned from the city of Beaver Falls. This was a better option for me, so decided to come out here. Hometown kid from graduated in 2020 or 2010. Jesus, I don't like.
He
public
said he doesn't
speaking.
like public speak, guys.
Hey,
It's
hey,
really easy,
no.
really easy.
That's it. I love it. I mean, it's nice out here. People wave with all 5 fingers, so it's nice.
All right. Well, welcome aboard, Dano.
Thank you. So getting back to that, when we put the ads out for applications for full time. We had 11 applications come out to us, and to me, like, there's other departments that I know around the area that have had 0. So it's amazing that we had that response and that we're getting a great, response from everybody else. And so also on a positive note, the national night out that we had back in August, was August 5th, I believe, national night out. I think. That was an amazing success, I think. So unfortunately, Shannon is not going to be in charge of that any longer, and I'm going to take that over, and I'm contemplating forming a committee going forward, and I'll probably ask for, if the meeting's coming up, maybe some volunteers to help to keep it in the tradition that Shannon has set, and the bar's high. She did an excellent job all these years. So I'm sure she said she'll stay on and give me some tutelage and guidance for that. I don't know if you've all seen, we put a lot more, after they did all the tarring and chipping that everybody complained about, we covered up all of our speed timing lines and we painted it. So we had to go out and put all those out again. We have guys that have been coming out and running traffic, part-time officers that come out in the problem areas because people have been complaining, especially the areas that they paved. It's now a racetrack. So we're addressing that. I want to let everybody know too that one of the options that we do provide and is the service we do is vacation watches. If you decide you're going to go on vacation, give us a call, let us know. I'll put a bulletin out, and then all the officers will check your house at least once per shift. So let us know when you're leaving, when you come back, or after that. We, with the help of Shannon, we got a new solicitation permit flyers made up. So when people come and they want to apply for a solicitation, we post their picture and who they're applying, who they're soliciting for, the company name, anything like that. And you as a resident have the right to challenge somebody. If they come to your door or not, you can say, do you have a permit? I'd like to see your permit. And they must, according to the rules, which I give them a copy of the rules as well, provide that to you. So, other than that, just the basic calls. Back in August, we handled 149 calls for service. And in July, it was a little bit higher. 167 calls. Other than that, that's all we have.
Well, thank you, because again, 11 applications to work here in Franklin Township is pretty amazing.
It was pretty
Good, awesome, yeah. So I know I appreciate that, and I know people do want to be in our township and patrol the area and keep us safe. But we appreciate that, and say welcome aboard to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
No, no problem. All right. So I need a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting, and that would be August the 14th.
August the 14th, yes.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the previous meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, so we have litany of correspondence, most of it from the Conservation District. One on the Knox substation upgrade. One on the Emerald Valley Phase 1. We're getting some paperwork from the engineers as they're trying to rough out. I think Jackson Township just approved their side, so we'll have to.
It was the Planning Commission.
Yeah, and the Planning Commission looked at it. So as that works through, we'll have to.
I think the letter was from the Planning Commission. I don't know
From
that the
theirs?
supervisors approved it. The letter is from the Planning Commission reviewed and recommended.
The county.
This
or
one says
Jackson Township.
the Planning Commission reviewed. It's kind of, there's nothing on here. It's just a memo.
Yeah, Jackson Township. Yeah,
I had to
yeah. There's really nothing.
look at it myself.
We're gonna have to. Well, our side, we'll have to deal with our side whenever it comes. Conservation District on 1833 Mercer Road. Planning, Beaver County Planning Commission, land development for Emerald Valley. So it has gone to the Beaver County Planning Commission to work through the issues out there. They're not building on our side yet, so this is just going to be.
So Shannon, when we got the letter from the Conservation District in our packet for Mercer Road, were there violations noted? I know it's taken care of. But,
The Mercer Road one, yeah, no, they said there was no violation.
Okay.
Yeah.
okay, because I know this is 1 of 4, and I looked in our packet, it was 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And I wasn't positive, so
Right.
thank you.
So Emerald Valley, the Jackson Township final phase paperwork from their engineer is here for us to review. Although there's no buildings coming in our side, so it's going to be a matter of us dealing with what the roads will look like before we decide whether we're going to accept that or not.
Seems like a lot that they have to work through, but
There is. In the Conservation District, they're continuing to work the site inspections for Tractor Supply. They noted a couple of violations, but they've been on them pretty regularly, and it's being fixed as they go. So I believe that's a regular stop for the Conservation District now, so they'll keep on them. I've been back there. It's 10 times better than what it was, but it's still not.
it says, again, I report number 5.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
from them for that.
Right. Oh yeah, it's been an interesting.
Mhm.
Planning Commission meeting from the September 3rd monthly meeting. They provided us with the minutes from their meeting. Let's see, highlights of this one will be the Emerald Valley Phase 1 plans, the road access road right-of-ways, commercial zoning, site distances for the road construction standards, stormwater management applicable standards. The key point of discussion centered in which township, Jackson or Franklin, will apply to the portion of the Franklin Township development. The township engineer will compile a comparison and present it to the supervisor. So basically, if they build the road to our spec or Jackson Township spec, essentially. So they'll have to present that to us for us to decide whether that's going to be acceptable.
Well, and do we want him to do that? Because is that our out of pocket?
Yeah, that would, well, it might, I'm not sure.
What we need is a comparison. I'd like to see it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it is at least at or above what we require, then that's pretty much.
It probably would be out of our pocket, I would
Correct.
assume.
It says he needs the permission of the supervisors.
And that's his letter, yeah.
Is what his letter says.
To review it.
Because it wouldn't be an expense.
Because
to go
that's in
line for
addition to
line.
the application.
Can we get our
process.
hands on? Can we just get our hands on Jackson Township's
Oh, for sure, yeah.
information to kind of look to see if we need to hire them to do it?
Well, looking at, yeah, we do. And maybe can we reach out to the developer and see if they'd be willing to pay for that? Because-
Yeah, absolutely, Dana.
Because it
That
said,
probably makes sense to do that.
Yeah.
And I suspect they might be willing to do that because they want
To move it
work with
along,
you
right.
and move it along. Correct.
he did seem at the planning meeting I was
Yeah,
there
that makes
he was
sense to
wanting
make that suggestion.
kind of
Dana.
make sure
It
everything,
does.
and our engineer says, he feels that whereas the differences we feel are worth having the designer take a closer look at. And again, I look at it and a lot of it is just, it's way over my head. I don't
Oh, yeah,
understand
it's
it.
gonna
That's
be-
why you have to rely upon
Mhm.
an
And
engineer.
setbacks
Yeah.
and widths. And yeah. All right. So is that something we need to take action on?
I would recommend that you do
Okay.
present a motion based upon that to have Bill or whoever within Taylor to address those issues.
Well, so I would make a motion to allow Taylor Engineering to outline the differences between, I guess, our standards for stormwater control and Jackson Township's standards.
And roads.
And roads.
Oh, okay, and roads.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
And my
add that too.
recommendation is to hire the standards.
Yes.
For example, if Jackson Township has higher standards than we do, even though it may meet other requirements within our ordinance, that we require them to
To go with
comply with the higher
highest
standards. Correct.
Right. Okay.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second to hire our engineering firm to review the Emerald Valley plans as far as stormwater and roads and give us recommendations. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Passed. So we'll get Bill to take care of that for us. And that would be the engineering, that would be the engineer's report too, so that takes care of that. Because he had nothing else in there, right? Just the Emerald Valley stuff. Yeah. Okay. Solicitor's report.
I have nothing other than what's on the agenda, and with respect to the agenda, I'm still working on the issue with the taxes. I mean, it's a matter of just coming up with a number, trying to get a sense of what other municipalities are doing with their local municipal authorities. And when I say municipal authority, I mean airport authority, and the payment of taxes, just to be able to negotiate those figures with them. And again, to confirm with the two of you as far as what or the three of you, as far as what the sewer authority is requesting, you have no issues with and that's why I'm asking, because there's going to be an additional cost with respect to the camera view of those sites. So I don't know if this is something maybe we want a representative from the authority to give you an explanation as to why they want this. And again, I think we talked about this briefly last month. According to their solicitor, the main reason why they request these, it's not necessarily to determine whether or not there's any issue, because we're doing dye tests, but to ensure that there's no illegal taps. And when I say illegal tap, meaning folks are tapped into our system without, paying the tap-in fee, getting permitted, having the authority confirm that everything's done appropriately.
So is this something we can add to one of our ordinance work sessions to have them come and explain it?
You certainly could do that. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely. Yeah, and I can reach out to the solicitor for the sewer authority and coordinate that, and perhaps even coordinate that for this month's workshop, if that's what you folks want to do.
And then what you presented, that's it, no changes? That's your recommendation?
With respect to the ordinance?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ordinance itself's fine.
Okay.
It's a matter of that additional cost. And is this something that you guys want to put on? Again, this is going to apply to any type of transaction. If somebody sells property, not only are you going to have that dye test, but you're also going to have to incorporate the cost of having the property snaked.
Well, they ran into that in Clearwater because they
Well-
were having issues with some of those had been in there a while, and they were changing.
And if you
hands
remember,
up there.
they raised, I don't know that they're in a super hurry to deal with this, because they raised this either early this year or late last year. And then they finally just got the proposed ordinance to us last month for you guys to take a look at.
Right.
So
anytime anybody would sell a house that's hooked up to the municipal authority's system, there's an additional
and
cost.
I think there's a 1 year, like if it's a transaction within a year,
Mm-hmm.
then you don't need to go back out. But from a practical perspective, it's going to affect probably 99.9% of those types of transactions
That would be on the buy.
on the property,
Yeah.
correct?
On the
Because
property.
I don't
On the
believe
site.
we do not have a camera, so then what they have to do is contract with
Mhm.
someone that does do this and is certified to do this, and that's a $400 to $500 cost,
Mhm.
from what I understand.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I mean, it's not something you folks want to rush into just because
Right.
it increases the cost of somebody buying or selling real estate.
And is this mostly because of what's happened at Ferndale?
I don't think this has anything to do with
Okay.
Ferndale, quite honestly, because again, I think the Ferndale issues arose probably a month or two after they initially, because I think it was Attorney Hancher, who's no longer the solicitor there. She had reached out about an increase in the pay of the municipal members and this. They just never got us this ordinance. So I think this is something they've been discussing for probably a year or two before they reached out to us.
Yeah, I think there were some issues in Frisco where people
We're tapping in illegally.
build a house on a place that there was already a house and tapped in, and there's things.
And from a practical
After I sat and thought
perspective,
about
I don't
this.
know how much that's actually happened.
Yeah, it's not a big.
I don't know how huge of an issue that is.
But then,
so.
like we had issues in Clearwater where it failed the dye test, but they didn't know why. So then you had to camera it anyway.
You had that, well, and that generally happens
Yeah.
when somebody has a property inspection. So they'll retain, and they should before they purchase the property,
Right.
retain a specialist to come out or an expert to come out and camera that to determine what the actual issue is with that lateral line to the main line.
Yes, we can come and
All right.
talk to us in October.
And Shannon, when is our work session in October?
It would be.
The first Monday, right?
Yeah, the first Monday, the 6th.
All right.
It's in the same week again. We gotta do something about that. Okay. So zoning and building permit report, no commercial zoning or no commercial building permits. Residential's, we had an in-ground pool on Silver Drive, a deck on Forest Drive, and a demo of a barn on South Tower, and then a zoning permit shed on Route 288.
Were there no building permits from last month?
I don't believe there
Okay.
was.
Because I didn't know if it would be hard to type those into the minutes. I can't remember if they were actually typed in there. Somebody had asked me for something and I couldn't find it, and I
I
thought
don't think I typed them in, but I can.
if they were there, since you already have it, I think it would be a good idea.
Beaver County COG, we did not have a meeting last month because of the elected officials conference that happens in August every year. So they had some good speakers there and some good information passed down, and vendors there that were selling their wares to municipalities. So we will start back up this month for our meetings. Fire department report. We had 24 calls since the last meeting. They include 15 EMS calls, 5 reported structure fires, 1 motor vehicle crash, 1 fire alarm, 1 vehicle fire, and 1 brush fire. And that let me get this on video. This is going to be an extremely dry fall, folks. So please do not be burning things on windy days, because it is going to be a tinderbox all fall. We're going to be right. We've already had a couple, so I'm just anticipating what this is going to look like. All right. The EMS Alliance report, we didn't have that meeting last month. Or no, you went to that meeting last month. And there was really not a whole lot.
No, they were still gathering all the data, and they said they should have all that collected actually next week, and then we were going to have the meeting the following week instead.
September 24th, we'll
Yeah.
be going to that meeting. So we'll see where this is all shaken out. EMA report, you didn't send me anything. We haven't had anything.
What about Noah? Like, can
Hmm?
Noah getting a certification, Noah Lumley?
Okay.
Can you share that information?
Oh, yeah.
I
Well,
mean, I think it's,
yeah. So one of our members just picked up his EMT certification last week. So we add him to the roles of the folks that we answer the medical calls. So I think we got a couple of people getting ready to go take the EMR class, which is a step below the EMT. It's not as involved, but we're continuing to build the ranks of the folks that do that. All right.
We do want to address the acceptance of the resignation
Yep.
of the officer and then the hiring of Officer Frank.
All right. So I need a motion on the resignation of Officer Sycophus.
so I make a motion on the resignation of Lucas Sycophus for 8/22/2025 as a full-time police officer.
Second.
All right. I have a motion and a second to accept the resignation of Officer Lucas Sycophus. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Do we make him leave the room, or do we hire him while he's sitting there?
Well, you guys can have discussion and ask further questions,
Yeah.
like his favorite food, his
Right.
favorite television
Right.
program.
Right.
Well, I just want to say,
Bring the
Officer
secretary
Sycophus
donuts.
he was an asset to our community, and I know he'll be missed, so.
I only have one question, Dan.
Yes, sir.
You do know you're back in Farmville, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to grab any more electric pencils?
That was not funny. That was twice.
Just had to ask.
So what took you so long to return to Farmville?
Well, I wanted to experience a very high call volume. I've experienced it, and I'm good now. My wife, she did not like me being down there, so best to come back.
All right, so we will entertain a motion for the hire of Daniel Frederick, effective 9/1 of 2025.
I I make a motion to hire Daniel Frederick, effective 9/1/2025 as a full-time police officer.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to hire Officer Dan Frederick as of 9/1/25 as a full-time officer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Perfect. All right. Road report.
Road report, August 2025. We mowed, south end of the township on the roads. National Night Out prepared and cleaned up. Paved the Pander Hollow Road, Werlenberg Heights, Lilyville Road. Replaced failed turbocharger on 2015 F550. Patched holes in Frisco, repaired edges on the road, and tarred and chipped. Fixed washout on 310 South Tower Road. Removed cement slab from ditch at 517 Morningstar Drive. Cut brush in Frisco for repairing tar and chipping. Built mount for new solar speed sign. Cleaned and prepared for salt deliveries. Replaced brakes on Police Explorer 353.
So the solar speed sign, is that making a difference down there? By the Adios, do you think? No.
Sure.
Sure.
I do think it helps. It makes you very cautious when you go by,
Mhm.
like.
You see it,
look at
you're like-
you look at your speed on the
Mhm.
road.
Yeah.
Did we get the fancy one with the red light? Red and blue lights?
Yeah, no, I need that one.
Oh.
It has, it's green, and I believe when you go over the speed limit, it's
And how did we get that sign?
found on Marketplace. And I went out to Greenberg, my van about it.
Yeah, well, and
Installed that sign, like, not really.
yeah.
And the road crew, they
Fabricated.
fabricated the stand for it, so
They can make anything, they're amazing.
that is good. And then the turbocharger, is that something that Mike, the new hire, is fixing?
Yeah,
Like
he
those
fixed,
kind of
yeah.
things? Okay. And like even the brakes on the Police
They-
Explorer?
Yeah, they do that. We worked on them too.
So I don't know how.
He had a hard time with them because it was all computerized. He had to reprogram the car to make them work. He figured that out.
So I'm surprised that we would need brakes already on them, but I guess,
No, that was the oldest one.
the
That was the
one,
oldest
Matt's-
car.
Matt's car, okay,
That's the last-
all right. Thank you,
First time we had to put them on.
okay.
Okay, under our business. So we have a motion on the modification of the ag security to add Anita and Dan Duffy property parcel 61-115-0113 P04 and 61-115-0113 P02 of 103.85 acres on Church Road.
So was this map showing us, that was really, I could not understand on the map. Is this from you or Shannon?
It's just a tax parcel map.
Okay, just looking at it and the numbers were confusing to me. I did use,
The GIS.
yeah, good year, yeah, look, it's like, I don't understand this, so. I would, make a resolution to add these two parcel numbers as presented, that Dan and Anita Duffy own. It's a total of 103.85 acres. Is that sufficient?
That's perfect.
Okay,
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to add the parcel so listed from the Duffy property to the ag security area. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? All right. And then we need a motion on the uniform and non-uniform pension MMO for 2026. And
Can we have Shannon explain that a
Yep.
little bit, just so people understand?
So you take the wages for the full-time, there's two pensions, there's police, and then the non-uniforms road and myself. And then you take our, wages for the year so far and then estimate it till the end of the year, and they give you, the figures you have to calculate it by, and that'll give you what you're supposed to owe, next year, so.
Okay.
And that calculation doesn't change year to year, except to the extent that the wages of the employees change.
There's no audit afterwards.
Oh my gosh, there's
Oh, okay.
a billion audits, yeah.
I'm like that, so it could
No,
increase
it'll
or,
fluctuate,
Okay.
and they'll audit it, especially if our wages decreased or increased,
Okay.
by the percentage.
I've seen,
It's
payments
really-
back and then payments too, depending on the municipality
But
and the
it's an
estimate.
estimate, yeah, it's an estimate.
Okay, so I make a motion on uniform and non-uniform pension MMO for 2026.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second on the uniform and non-uniform MMO for 2026. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay. Secretary's report.
Don't really have much to report other than we do have an upcoming meeting for the comprehensive plan. It's on September 22nd. So it's going to be at North Swickley Fire Hall from 6 to 8. If anybody would like to attend, it just gives you, you can review what we've done so far and give your recommendations. It's recommended to attend if you are able to get there.
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
Okay. Anything else? All right, I'll take a motion to pay the bills.
Make a motion to pay bills.
I second it.
I have a motion and a second to pay the bills. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right. Anyone else? Anything from the floor?
The airport, did we ever figure out if it's still under nonprofit? Like, if it's still-
I haven't determined that yet, no, I haven't, no, yeah.
Well, I was talking to.
Well, it isn't, it is, but,
It is right now. but
Correct.
Is it still?
correct, it is, that's why
Whether it's for profit or not, it's still tax
it's still
exempt.
exempt, it's still
Yeah.
exempt.
Yeah, the authority,
Yeah.
the authority exempts it. The controlling body of the property is the airport authority.
We were
Correct,
we were
but
looking
I
into
think
the
what you
hangars.
brought up was looking at the folks that lease.
Yeah.
Lease the various, because they're most likely not profit, reaching out to them and seeing whether or not, we're not at that point yet, but yeah, but that's.
Well, speaking to the builder from those two new hangars, they lease from the airport authority. So those hangars are built and they're leased from the airport authority to whoever's leasing them.
And I think her point is they're probably commercial for-profit entities.
One's going to be the private jet center is going to have one of them, and I'm not sure who's going to control the other.
And perhaps reaching out to them
Yeah.
and seeing, in addition to the authority itself, would you be willing to make a payment given the fact that
Right.
you're
That's-
receiving certain services of the township?
That was a couple of the conversations
Yeah.
I had with the folks out there, but yeah. So,
It's going to take a little bit of time to determine that, but
Well, Shannon, I did ask her to look who the building permits were issued to, if that would, help any, but I'm not sure that doesn't necessarily prove ownership.
correct,
So,
correct.
No.
And they may be willing to provide that
Mhm.
information.
Right.
And frankly, they probably are subject as an authority to the right to know law as well as a governmental entity.
Well, the conversation I had is I believe that they were getting ready to turn those buildings over because they were searching for who was going to issue the occupancy permit. So,
Well, and that's going to be an interesting, that may require a phone call with the assessor too, because if they're actually turning those buildings over, there's a certain level of, not non-for-profit activity occurring, which could implicate their status as a nonprofit.
okay.
Another question. Last year, we've seen on Facebook, like the fire department will post burn bans, like, is that anything that you still?
We haven't had one come out yet. Like the forestry service, we kind of follow their lead, and
Oh, okay,
Bob's our forest fire warden in the township.
okay.
So whenever they start throwing the burn bans out, which should be anytime now, I'm surprised they're not out yet either. I imagine if you go up to the state forests, they probably have the high risk and everything's up now. But when we get those, we'll make sure we push those out.
And another thing, the cameras for the septic, is that just for the sewer,
Sewer.
but not the ones that have like on-site sewer?
Correct, yeah, that would be because the municipal authority deals with only the public sewer system, so it wouldn't have anything to do with cameras if you have an SEO going on and looking at a non-lot system. Excuse me, to determine whether or not there's a malfunction, that's right. So this ordinance would apply only to the township's municipal authority and like the smoke and dye test, the city sewer, that's the way to say it, the
Yep.
city sewer.
For us that haven't attended here before, could you tell us who each of you are?
You wanna start with me?
Start
I'm
with you.
Brian Long, I'm the solicitor for the township.
It's Scott Wright, I'm one of the supervisors.
Steve Bailey, I'm the supervisor.
Dana Baker, supervisor.
I'm Shannon, I'm the secretary for the township.
Thank you very much.
And
Sure.
our chief,
Doug
Miller
Miller,
over
Chief
here.
of Police.
I heard your name.
All right.
Thank you.
That might not be good though.
Steve, may I ask for clarification pertaining to the burning ban? Is that a regulatory or advisory?
It's advisory.
Okay, so
Right. We still have our burning ordinance, and it mainly is for that end of the township. It's Wednesdays and Saturdays and approved materials only. Whenever you are on this end of the township, it's based on lots, how many consecutive lots. So there's really no restrictions on once you come out past Hardyville. But it's just, I will tell you that if you burn on a windy day, you have a potential to burn your house down, your neighbor's house down, your garage. There's a lot of things that can happen. So,
well, the reason I ask is we've got complaints from residents who wanted to, one of their neighbors is burning and they saw that there was a burn ban and they wanted us to cite.
I don't
them.
know that
said,
this-
I don't
does
know
the
if it's-
state-
It's enforceable.
I haven't heard anything official from the state or DCNR as of yet.
Yeah.
But with what he's saying, they're gonna start burning leaves here. pretty
oh, yeah, I
quick.
know. Yeah, we got
That is gonna be.
we got about a couple weeks, and then
And Chief Miller, I can look into that
Okay,
preliminarily, even if there's an advisory. An advisory is simply that, so I don't know that we have the authority. I mean, if there's a mandate, there's a different issue, but if it's simply an advisory, I suspect it might be worth going out there, but to issue a citation, we may not,
I can make some phone calls.
we may not be able to
Can't
pursue
the
that.
supervisors put out a burn ban? I thought I had seen
The
it. in our-
supervisor certainly can do that,
Okay.
We
yeah,
do,
because
yeah.
it's in the best interest.
Right.
I mean,
once we see where, because I was watching, we're in a moderate drought right now.
because you could effectively declare an emergency and issue a burn ban.
Right.
Because you have the right to address the welfare, safety, and health of citizens within the township, in which case it would be enforceable.
Okay.
And if someone causes a problem with a wildfire, the state has recourse to go.
They can be cited,
Yeah.
absolutely, and pay for
Restitution.
manpower hour.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards, yeah.
Yeah. So we do have that in our back pocket if somebody gets something really going.
In the gravity of it, we could go with a risky catastrophe.
Yeah.
Correct.
But there's different things. We've not had to do that. I
Under
mean,
the criminal code.
the last bad one we had was over here on Farmville Road, and he burned his own house. Basically, he was burning, and he had leaves that were like this thick, and they were right up to his garage, and the wind was blowing at his house. So
Wasn't there one recently that was?
we just had one down on White Pine, but that was a power line failure and caused that one. But yeah,
And did you know there are certain municipalities, and you may know this, there are certain basins in this area where you cannot burn at all unless it's for limited agricultural or related purposes. I mean, you can't even burn on residences, and that's a state requirement.
Well, I know we're saving our paper because we burn our paper. And
Yeah,
everything.
well,
It's
that's the smart thing to do, Dana.
yeah,
Kenny, it's not. There's not even enough dew on the ground in the morning right now.
I know
too.
it's
Like,
not. It's
it is.
crazy.
It's
And
once
the
the leaves
trees are
come,
already changing.
once the leaves come down, it's going to get real ugly.
It's gonna get bad here in a hurry.
Yeah, it's going to get real ugly. But yeah, we will, as we see those come up, we'll be pushing them out. We'll push them out on everything. All right, sir.
How long does the airport, Mr. Long, have tax exemption for? Is that a permanent?
Well, right
thing,
now,
or is
it until it's challenged. I believe, what year was that? Was that 2012, 2014 when they applied for that? Was that 2012?
I'm not sure the exact. date,
Yeah,
I
but it
know
was
around there.
probably 12 or 13 years ago, I'm thinking.
So is that a for life thing, or is it?
No, I mean, no tax exemption. I mean, if you're a church and you're no longer operating as a church and a daycare facility goes in there,
Sure.
for example, then you would lose your tax status. So those are one of the things, and again, I think this merits a phone call to the assessor, particularly if we have for-profit entities in there leasing out
hangers.
portions of the hangers, correct?
They're making a lot of money.
Correct, so that could change, exactly.
So you think that would be our best route if,
Well, I think looking at all the routes at this point in time, Tim,
Yeah.
is smart, yeah. I mean, because, you know, there may be something that I'm not aware of right now that will allow them to maintain that exempt status, but perhaps we can still garner more money from the authority and the for-profit folks that are in there and leasing out the hangars. So, you know, just addressing it globally is probably the smart thing.
thank you.
All right, ma'am?
My husband brought up a good point. There's a solicitor running around here, and we've had them
Oh.
prior to. We went
Not
in-
me, just to clarify, when you say
I was
solicitor,
like,
it's not me, okay?
The solar companies, listen, we moved down here for the peace and quiet to not be bothered by people like that. So we would like to know if you can offer stickers. And some people live like way off the road, and it's dangerous for somebody not from around here to go up to a house. So we wanted to know if you can provide stickers, if we want to opt out of somebody approaching our house.
Well, that was something that we had visited before, but I believe that you all have to put that in the ordinance.
Yeah, that would be,
That if
and that's
you have a
something we can do, and that's something we can discuss. I mean, I think that was already raised.
I have a packet.
Yeah,
If you put that on your house, they are not permitted to approach your house then, but that has to be in the ordinance so that we can enforce that.
yeah,
What
correct.
about no trespassing sign at the end of her driveway? Are they allowed to go?
Well, that's more of a criminal issue. Yeah, correct. Because then you can deal with, that would be criminal trespass if somebody
But they have
trespasses.
to be told first.
Well, it was my understanding that the trespass notice itself was sufficient for criminal trespass. And I'm
You
not
mean
a
just-
criminal defense
Right,
attorney,
no,
so I
right.
defer
mean
to you guys.
just for solicitation purposes?
No, I'm saying just generally. I mean, their defense would be their soliciting. Correct.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I recommend putting a no
No
trespass sign out.
trespassing, no soliciting sign at the end of your driveway.
Well, and then I think what the chief is recommending is that we create administratively a sticker or placard or something like that residents have under our existing ordinance or under an ordinance, because it's not in our existing ordinance, to be able to opt out to any type of solicitation whatsoever. That way they would be, at the very least, be able to be cited civilly under our ordinance as opposed to it being a criminal matter.
But better yet, when they come here to be vetted and apply for that permit, I give them a copy of said existing.
And they know the
ordinances,
ordinance.
And I will bring it to their attention. Should a resident have that on their door, do not go there or you will be cited for that.
I guess my question would be is if you have a long driveway, they're still gonna come to your house.
How about on the mailbox?
Yeah,
Well, that's, I think, where
Yeah.
you probably want to put it,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Or have just a sign with both the sticker
I
and the no
believe the wording they
trespassing.
use is conspicuous.
Yeah, conspicuously posted, correct.
Couldn't
Or-
we call out to the township and say we want not to be solicited, and when you give them the permit, here's a list of.
They're saying it's not an
addresses.
ordinance.
Yeah, it's not in our ordinance,
Yeah.
and that's something I think we're gonna look at in our workshop to be able to incorporate that in there, because if it's not in an ordinance, then we're not gonna have any enforcement mechanism to be able to pursue that. So that we can say, hey, listen, these folks don't want this, but if there's not a mechanism by which we can cite them, if they go there despite us saying that because you told us you're not interested, yeah, there's no way to be able to cite them.
But aren't you, you're still working on ordinances, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, we're doing that every,
Put in?
We can,
What?
well, we can,
Would that be-
We're just,
Add it, put it in.
Yeah.
Could you put
Thank
that
you.
in?
Yeah, yeah.
And once
So-
they do that, once they do draft that, ratify that ordinance, if they would violate that, I would revoke their
yeah,
permit.
that
as
would
well.
be one of the
So that would be
penalties,
one of the penalties as well, in addition. to
including a
criminal prosecution.
citation, correct?
and then we could have you attach it to the reflective 911 sign that everybody has on their property so we know where we're going.
which is an
Sure.
ordinance that nobody has.
Right, yeah,
That was how many years ago? That needs to be done.
yeah, we need to revisit that.
Well, it is in there and it clearly states that we
Right.
should all have it.
Right.
I was looking for a house and I'm like, I don't even know where, and this was in Cranberry and I could not find it.
Yeah.
No sign whatsoever. And it took me, I don't know, probably 10 or more years to put a sign at the bottom of our driveway. So
All right, off
But
topic.
wait, I'm sorry, on the solicitation people, it was posted that two of them was given permission, a male and a female,
Correct, yes, sir.
And did you give them like an ID badge or something that they're supposed to wear?
We don't give them an ID badge. That's not.
The reason I'm
Procedurally.
asking is, probably a week ago now, a young lady came down the driveway and my daughter happened to be outside. And she had a badge on and said something police. And she asked for my wife by name, not me, but she said my wife had answered a solicitation or some kind of a questionnaire about solar. And it caught my attention, and I knew they would, I seen that, Facebook, whatever it
Correct.
was,
Yes, sir.
they was given permission, but why would they have the,
I believe the two that came here had lanyards from their companies they were issued for identification purposes.
And I think we require that right now, don't
Yeah.
we, that they have that?
oh, I understand that as far as like gas company, and they all should have that, but this one, she's 37 years old, so I'm not, she said, it had the word police on it.
Didn't come from us. No, or we give them a copy of the solicitation permit that I sign and verify it. Give that back to them to carry with them should they be challenged by a resident. No, this, we were vetted, we were signed, we were approved, we paid for our license. And we
You
have
got my curiosity too. We didn't answer no solicitation, nothing on Facebook, nothing, and they knew her name. And that baffled me.
That's right.
Well, I think, yeah, you need to reach out to the township to let us know, and if we have to address
And
it.
it was the female, which I didn't see her. My daughter caught her while she was getting out of her vehicle, and they talked out in the yard before I knew she was there. So I didn't get to see if it was the one Yancy posted.
Is the property in both your names or just hers?
Both their names. But my name's first. That's what.
Well, there are people that are gonna.
Because they can pull the tax
circumvent
map.
that, yeah.
They can pull the tax map.
Shannon, did you put that on the township website? Is that where it was? Because that's what I saw too on Facebook or something.
Yeah,
I saw it on the
And they
business
identified their
page.
vehicles. It was
Correct.
awesome.
I put the
Because they
description
were-
of the vehicle, them, their name.
They were in Frisco tonight. They were parked at the fire hall at the open lot down there, and I knew exactly. I thought that was excellent.
Yeah, thank you. A lot of people did appreciate that, and I know, yeah, people have said,
We want people to know who's allowed, who's not allowed.
Right.
If they're not allowed, call us. I
Mhm.
have no problem. I've already cited people for doing that, so say loud permit.
All right, any other business? All right, do you want to do this executive session tonight? No?
no,
Okay.
I don't see where it's gonna make a difference if, I think we should wait to have a.
Until we have a better idea with the insurance. Okay. All right, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
I always vote on